Shalom, may the good Lord be with you. We meditated yesterday upon Jesus being the life. When Jesus is your life, what happens to you? When your source of spiritual strength comes only from God, you tend to expect the unnatural to happen naturally. You tend to do things which are not according to the wills and fancies of man, but you do things according to God's glory. This can be classified in different means. One, when you surrender completely to the Lord leads you unknowingly. This is a powerful way that you go ahead, surrender. And when you go ahead through this, the Lord will continue to give you graces even though you do not understand your way. The second means is when you are unable to surrender completely, but you hear God's voices through different people and through different situations. In this way, God expects us to tune into God, and God will lead you in the right path. The third way is when you are completely in the Lord, you have a spiritual guide and somebody guides you, and the Lord will guide you in all steps, and you are able to understand it and take an informed choice. Many times we feel that when the Lord speaks to us through people, we are unable to identify. But in this third type of the God's grace in your life, when Jesus is your life, God will give you a special grace so that you understand when God speaks to you. Even we see when the disciples met Jesus, after Jesus broke the bread and then Jesus disappeared after his death, the disciples recognized him at the seashore after he broke the bread because the Lord gave them understanding. Before he broke the bread, even though Jesus was with them, they did not understand who is Jesus. The third method, or after you come across third method, the fourth and the powerful method among the other methods is a total unconditional surrender. When you rest in God, you unite in God, and your senses are feeble and are surrendered to the divine senses. This happens, we see many times with the saints, or when you are in deep spirituality where you surrender what is yours and you control what you can control and submit it to God, and things that you cannot control, you also give it to God. More importantly, you surrender your will, your intellect, and your emotions, which forms the part of the soul. In this stage, what happens is God guides you, God caters to your need, and at that time, it will not be your will, but it will be God's will that will prevail over your life. In this series of growth, we will see how to grow internally through the fourth type of method where we surrender to God completely, and it will not be our will, but it will be God's will. And also, we will see how we can unite with the sole creator and the powerful God. Shalom.